Hi everyone, how's it going? I hope you're all doing super well. I really do. Today I was thinking, I was like, I don't really play around with black eyeshadow too much just because, one little wrong slip up and it kind of just like messes up the whole thing. But today we are going to be playing with that. Just want something like smoky, add some silver in there, kind of just get a little sultry with this. I've also just really been like focusing. I mean, I feel like I'm always trying to change up my base routine and just find different tips and tricks and I don't know, application methods. So I've just been like doing that recently as well and just playing around. So I'll be, showing you guys a bit of an updated base routine and that's kind of it. I'm gonna start with my eyes today in the chance that I get some fallout. I don't want to deal with that, okay? I don't want to deal with anything ruining my base makeup. This is the E.L.F. Putty Eye Primer, and I know I've said that the best way to apply it is with your fingers, and I stand by that. It's just that with these nails right now, I can't really get into the pot, so I'm just adding it with a brush and hoping for the best. I do want this eyeshadow to be sharper, so I am gonna add some tape right to the corners of my eyes. I'm gonna hope that this is even. I have a really hard time with this whole thing, like just seeing if things are even. I don't know why, it's difficult for me. Start off with a neutral shade. I'm just making sure to lightly build up that shadow, that way I'm not going in with a bunch of pigment right from the jump. It's just a lot easier to work. Because we have that tape there, I really have no worry about like pulling the shadow all the way out to the end because it's all gonna disappear once we remove that tape. Just so that the black shadow has a bit of a base, I'm gonna take this gel eyeliner and work this in a wing right on that outer corner. Take a little smudge brush and lightly buff that out. And I'm really not being aggressive when blending this out because this is your eye, so please be gentle. You kind of need a bit of patience with this, especially depending on that black base that you're using because, some aren't the easiest to blend out. But this one's all right. Like, it's a bit tough. Granted, I've had this though for quite a long time, so who knows. So now let's dip into a matte black and pack it right on top. And I'm going to lightly and slowly buff this up right into the crease. I'm bringing just a bit of that brown right back in, so it looks a bit of a more natural gradient. I think what I'm gonna do is cut the crease, the inner portion of the crease, and add some silver, perhaps. Since I am actually all out of my other E.L.F. primer with the wand, I'm gonna use a concealer which I've just kind of grown apart from. I don't really like using this as a base anymore, but I'm gonna work with what I have. Doing a bit of patting and swiping just to get maximum coverage in the area. And I'm stopping just like a pinch past the midpoint. For my silver shade, I don't really own too many, so the one I'm gonna use is from the SHAYLA and ColourPop Perception palette, which is no longer available, but there are so many silver shadows out there. Like, I just wanted to use what I already had. So I'm gonna take this one and apply that right onto that blank space. And I'm just applying the shadow as is. but if you do want something to be a bit more foiled, you can go ahead and spray your brush and then dip into that shadow. Once I get to the black, I'm lightly patting right on top so it kind of effortlessly blends. Okay, I definitely need like something on my face right now because these eyes are super intense, and I personally just like full coverage beat when I have this much going on with my eyes. I've gotten back into the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer. It's so delightful. Like, it just really feels hydrating on the skin, and it does smooth it out a bit, so I need to like pick up another one because this is probably going to be gone soon. Start with the E.L.F. Putty Bronzer and begin to just like bronze up the perimeters of my face. I've been doing this prior to foundation, and I've really been enjoying the end result of the makeup. Using the Putty Primer applicator, which, I mean, this brush, it just works so well for not just the putty line, but I've found that applying the bronzer, it's just like a piece of cake. When you are applying your cream, bronzer, or contour first, you can be a little more heavy-handed because, you know, you are going to be adding the foundation, concealer, and all those other products that are kind of going to neutralize everything. So if you happen to go a little too heavy with it, it's most likely going to be okay. I kind of prefer my nose contour bronze to be a bit warmer, which is why I use this one. I get like contour, you want something to be a bit more cool toned and have it look more like a shadow, but currently I'm just liking that warmer tone on my nose. So I go in with some pretty harsh lines for starters. And I'm not going to blend those out, I'm just going to let them be. For foundation, I'm going to go in with something a bit more full coverage, really working that product into my sponge. That way it has like an even coating and I'm not applying a lot of product on my face. See how like the bronzer kind of just like calms down a bit once you add in the rest? It's not like super aggressive. I'm not like rubbing the product. I'm really making sure I'm just patting it. That way I'm not moving around what's underneath. I'm kind of just masking it a little bit. Now for concealer, just adding that right in the inner corner, down the center. I feel like that's a pretty good base we have going on, so I'm feeling comfortable with it. I'm gonna set it. Now, this has really, I personally feel, has been changing the way my base has been looking. Nothing new, like this is a technique that literally so many people have done. Basically, you want to take a pressed powder and use this as your first set with your liquid or cream products. So I'm going to make sure that this is all blended underneath the eyes. Then I'm going to go ahead and set with that pressed powder. I am going to move onto bronzer for a second. I feel like this look kind of needs all of that. So now comes the second layer of your powder. So I'm taking a translucent loose setting powder. We're not going to bake too much, okay? But we are baking just a pinch, just a hair. I focus this mainly in this inner corner on my chin and a little on my forehead. Basically bake everywhere, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Just the tiniest bit on my nose. Actually, that's quite a lot, but it makes a difference. It really does. Oh god, I just spilled powder all over my pants. Love that. Now, is this a lot of powder? Yes, it is. I know. I went through like this whole, and trust me, I still will use just like all cream products, but sometimes this is the vibe. This is what I want. This is what I'm going for. This one makes me feel good. So sometimes it's like a super minimal type of thing where it's like I feel like I'm popping. Other times it's this. I dust away basically everything pretty quick, except for the nose, because I do like that to stay a little bit longer. So we're just gonna leave that for a while. I don't know what I want for a highlight. Should I do like a little pinkier one? Yeah, let's do this. So a little rose gold action. For blush, let's stick with something a bit like peachy. I kind of always do that. I mean, clearly it's just about done. I've really been focusing this like higher up. And just like that. Let's dust the nose now. We have to finish these eyes still, so let's do that. When it comes to the lower lash line, I'm just like really boring about it. I basically replicate the transition shades on the top and then add it to the bottom. So adding this brown. Keep this black right up against that lash line. I don't really want it to smoke out. I do a brown or a black liner. I feel like I'll do black, only because I kind of always do brown. Let's do lips, that way I can just do my lashes off camera. Let's go in with the nude. I'm gonna take a bit of a deeper tone and use this as a contour. I'm gonna take a concealer to fill in my lips because I don't have anything like this nude. My lips are kind of dry right now, so it honestly might not look that great. Honestly, it doesn't look that bad, but I do want to add a gloss on top. Okay, let me go ahead and do my lashes and then we can wrap up this whole video. I can't decide if I want to add an inner corner highlight. I think I will. Just a teeny. Well, here is the completed makeup look. I don't know, I'm like really happy with how the eye look turned out. And then for the base makeup, it's, you know, something that I've been digging. I know that I was like, you know what, I'm using not too much powder, and now I'm like, yeah, I'm layering the powder. But it gives a really like soft focus look on the skin, and it lasts well throughout the day. That's another bonus. You know, that was something that was kind of like about. I didn't know how it was gonna be, but like I said, I've been doing this base makeup for quite a while now and it just hasn't let me down. So probably like gonna stick with this for a while as far as when I'm doing like full beat makeup looks. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Teeth check, hair is there. I thought I didn't press record for a minute. I was like, Fran, bit of a matte. Did I just say blatt instead of black matte? I did. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. As much as I love doing my makeup, I'm really glad this is over because I'm starving. Okay, I'm hungry.